enters the body, is able to blow up, is able to do this or that. I said, wow. But my surprise is such statements are coming even from World Health Organizations. That's what baffles me most. Let's look at it. You say something, because it contains DNA and RNA, it automatically becomes a living thing. I have listened to several persons being questioned, and they will say, what is virus? They will say, small organism. How can virus be an organism? Virus are chemical components. The DNA and RNA that they see in virus is components of chemicals that have been joined together. They build together, they link up together to form a poisonous substance. So what it does is, it goes inside the system. It's like somebody, of recent you see on social media, a lady got frustrated and all she could do was to take sniper, and she drank sniper. She didn't die automatically. It takes a while because those substances will find a way into the cell and start damaging the cell. Yeah. But the so-called virus in terms of coronavirus, COVID-19, does not have even a cell. So once a substance does not have a cell, there is no life in it. Because cell is the basic unit of life.
But it has genetic makeup.
It does not have any genetic makeup, because once it is not living, it does not have genetic makeup. The DNA they are talking about is deoxyribonucleic acid. They are chemical substances. Yeah. But when you look at a cell, the DNA we talk about in cell are quite different from the DNA you talk about in non-living thing. Like a friend once called me on phone while these arguments were on and said, look, they said when it enters the body, it now acquires genes from the system and acquires protein and now becomes living. I said, rubbish. I said, let me give you an example. Inside the fowl, when you look at the digestive system of the fowl, there is gizzard. And if you open the gizzard, there are a lot of stones inside. Why did those stones not absorb genes from the fowl and now becomes living? Living things and non-living things are different. Virus cannot undergo characteristics of living things. No. So it's not a living thing. So somebody has gone into somewhere to produce something. We have history. Even the coronavirus they talk about is not new. We know that in 1950s, check the history of Hanka, or what do they call it? That one just came up of recent, and they said it killed one Chinese. But I continue to wonder, why is all the virus killing Chinese at first? The India's case is always Chinese. That the first death came from Chinese and all that and all that. So let's go back to the genetics of it, because that was where they got it wrong. And God pushed them to now come out and use that genetic information to convince the people. But they never knew that there are genetics like us and scientists like us who come out to challenge the world about it. So fine is not a living thing. So it can hibernate in anywhere because it's a chemical substance. So when it goes inside the body, then it carries out its poisonous operations. We are talking of poison. We are talking of chemical substance. So like I told my friend, I said, we are in midst of chemical weapons. We are in midst of chemical warfare. People have made several statements. Somebody has said the world is paying for what China did. But how many persons have asked him as a gentleman, say, gentleman, fine, millions, thousands of people are dying. You are saying the world is paying for what China did. What do you understand about what China did? Why can't the world even ask China, what did you people do? What was that preparation you made? Of recent, there is a professor that has been mentioned from Harvard University, a professor of chemistry who was arrested severally on one or two occasions and questioned, and who was part of producing that chemical substance. So if you now look at a chemical substance, what I have told people is that we are so lucky. When I say we, I mean the whole entire world race. Because even they themselves that prepared it, they are not safe from it. It's affecting them. Yeah. They are even dying more than we are. Yeah. Okay, fine. If that preparation has been airborne, by now, half of the world would have gone.
So it's not airborne, is that what you're saying?
It's not airborne. Even World Health Organization has agreed that it's not airborne.
That was
but they said it's genetic, it's not genetic.
They said initially that it wasn't airborne. But somewhere along there, I think I saw a publication where they said it's airborne.
Yes, they said it's airborne because it has mutated. How can a non-living thing mutate? We are scientists. So they shouldn't take the word for granted and feel that there are no scientists in the world that will challenge them. Of recent, I have even discovered that they have a lot of agents on all social media. Because I questioned one. Every day you talk about people that died. Like my colleague has mentioned. Somebody died. Bring the dead body.
Okay.
We want to carry out an autopsy to find out what killed that person.
Independently.
No, we are not talking of independent now.
Okay.
You can be a part of it because you are a journalist.
Yes.
Okay.
You people report to the world.
Okay.
Like I've asked I asked one of the radio programs, during a radio program, I said, even as a journalist, when you people go out, what do you see? Today 20 is positive. Next tomorrow they are negative. Who are the persons? Where are they? What is their names? So when you carry out an autopsy, it removes all available doubt of what has killed that person. When you post challenges on social media, there are response. Even from government sector, there are response. Even from World Health Organization, there are response. Let me mention one. When we posted that and said, let us know, give us one, let's know what has happened. You got some reactions, even from Nigerian government. How can somebody tell me that in Nigeria, where we have constitution guiding us as a people, that when somebody now dies, because it's coronavirus that killed the person or COVID-19, they will not release the body to the family of the person. They are hiding information. And that is what the US president have said. Number one, the world is paying for what China has produced. Two, that China is hiding information about coronavirus or COVID-19.